New York. This is really important, guys. New York, as of today, if you're an undocumented alien in New York.
This is huge, folks.
This is huge. And I don't like to say the word undocumented alien. And I have a thing with alien and illegal. And we've talked about it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about it in about 30 seconds. I don't like the terminology because it's negative. Okay? First of all, there is nothing illegal about being undocumented in America. It is not a crime. It is only a crime to enter the United States without inspection, be returned home, come back illegally. That's a crime. It's also a crime to evade inspection away from a border post. But if you do evade it and it's more than 2 years here, then it turns into no longer a crime. And by the way, that's a misdemeanor. Okay, but for the most part, for people who came on visas and just never went home, they're not criminals. They didn't commit a crime. But everyone lumps them in as illegal, which has that connotation of I committed a crime. It's a civil offense to overstay on your visa. And I don't like the term alien because alien sounds like an alien invasion.
You know, like a creature.
Correct. And I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were working on something together, and they called back. These people called back to ask me more questions today. And I said, what do you think this all means when they keep asking me all these questions? And he goes, they're probing you, Brad. They're probing you. And I go, what is this, alien abduction of Brad? Right. All right. I said, what do you mean they're probing me? So I don't like the word alien either. But although alien is in the Immigration and Nationality Act. So they use the term alien in the Immigration and Nationality Act. But when it was written like 50, 60, 70 years ago, I think maybe it didn't have that same connotation of aliens on UFOs and little ETs running around. You know, I like to say you're an undocumented human being is probably the nicest way and best way to phrase it. In New York, they're saying illegal aliens. So, but even though they're helping people, they're still calling it illegal alien. I just don't like the terminology. I think it leads, words matter and the words that you use matter. Nevertheless, the green light law went into effect today. If you are an undocumented human being living in the state of New York, you can now get a driver's license in the state of New York.
That's amazing.
Okay, so a law comes into force after a last-minute legal challenge brought by the Rensselaer County clerk. It was thrown out on Friday, which means that the law goes into effect today. The green light law is legal and enforceable, and 2 separate federal courts have now already dismissed the meritless claims of 2 county clerks. New York Attorney General Letitia James said on a statement, the law applies only to non-commercial driver's licenses and permits, so you can't get a driver's license to go drive a tractor trailer or drive with hazardous materials in the back of your car. But it does allow, for driver's licenses. Now you'll see, it's very interesting. I always think that all these other shows copy us, and I don't believe they do. But maybe just
they might be inspired by us, Brad.
Just a little bit. You know, because I've been saying meanwhile for a while, and there's another late night host who now says meanwhile a lot. Okay? And I'm like, how did that happen?
Right.
And this week, just this week alone, I went on a tangent. Okay? I think maybe you were, or last week, I went on a tangent. Maybe you were here.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't recall. You know, all the shows meld into one another.
Yes.
I don't remember which show it was.
Which day was what?
Right. But I went on a tangent last week. It said, when I watch Fox News, and then I watch MSNBC, and then I watch CNN, and it's like we're in 2 different worlds. I said it's like two different. Remember I had that whole entire thing?
Yeah.
So I'm home Saturday night.
It was just you and me, I think.
Oh, it was just me and you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm home Saturday night. I went on a whole tangent. I don't remember which day it was. And I'm home on Saturday night. It's 11:30. Yeah, I'm not cool. I wasn't out. I wasn't doing anything cool like Baby Boy and Vanessa over here. I was home, lying in bed, flipping the channels. And, of course, what are you going to do at 11:30? You watch Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
So what's their first skit? I said, damn, somebody's watching our show.
Wow, it was about that?
It was about
Wow.
that. I said, I couldn't believe it. So it was about this first skit on Saturday Night Live, and it made me laugh, so, kudos to them. But the first
You
skit,
inspired their writers.
I inspired their writers. They had a family from San Francisco who watched CNN. They had a family from South Carolina, and they had a black family from Atlanta, and they were living 3 different worlds watching the politics of what was going on.
Wow.
So the point I'm trying to say is this, okay? With this driver's license in New York, if you watch Fox News will tell you this is a terrible thing that we're doing.
Of course.
Okay? And why is it a terrible thing? Because we're now making America less safe by giving people who are undocumented driver's licenses, and they can get on an airplane, and they can come on an airplane with bombs now and kill us all.
Well,
Okay.
I was going to actually ask, do you remember we had covered how we're changing you have to change your license now in
Correct.
order to travel.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. Okay. All right. Now,
how does that work?
I will
for this?
tell you, that is a bunch, I hate to use the Joe Biden term. I can't come up with a better term that's G-rated. Because Joe Biden is now going around Iowa. You know who Joe Biden is, right?
Of course.
He's on the malarkey tour, which is like, I'm like, how can we vote for this guy? So I'm like, please, God, please give it somebody else. I said, but if it's Trump or Biden, I'm still voting for him. But I'm like, please, God, give me somebody that I don't have to vote who's on a bus called the malarkey tour.
The malarkey. That's a whole bunch of malarkey.
That's right. So what I was about to say is that this is a bunch of malarkey too. Because the reality is this with driver's licenses, okay? Our number one priority is to have safe roads, okay? So you want to test people to give a driver's license. If they're going to be here, you want to test them to drive. Number 2, if you have a group of people driving around with international driver's licenses or licenses that may not be legitimate because they got to get to work, they got to make a living, which is happening right now, they are most likely driving with little or no insurance.
Right.
Now you can drive legally with insurance. God forbid you get into an accident. Your insurance company is going to cover the costs of the injuries and everything else. It will actually make the roads safer. And as far as bringing bombs onto a plane and allowing people to travel, if anybody has ever watched Bradshaw Live, what question have we answered all the time? Can I get on an airplane with my foreign passport? Right. And the answer is yes. Every person who's undocumented in America at the present time can get on an airplane with a foreign passport. They don't need the driver's license from the state of New York.
Right.
Because you can get on with a foreign passport. Why? Because just because you show a foreign passport doesn't necessarily mean you're undocumented.
Right.
So every person here who's undocumented can get on a plane. And last time I checked and I went through the airport, I had to take my shoes off, take my laptop out of the bag, and go into some machine, and some guy saw me naked, and put my hands up like this, move a little closer, move a little further back. Excuse me, sir, did you empty out your pocket? No. Some guy has to grab my ass. Oh, he found a quarter back there. I've gone through that whole entire thing, right?
That's a different TSA.
Right.
You've never heard that? You've never had that? Well, you're a woman. Maybe they're not. I'm telling you, it happened last time.
Really?
Yes.
So
I had a quarter in my back, so they had to pat me down, and he grabbed my ass.
Your tush.
And he reached in, he pulled out the quarter, and I said, "Okay, you want it?"
That's the tip.
That's what happened.
In your ass?
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Pocket.
So the driver's license is not going to make airplanes any less safe. It's not because you have TSA and everyone can get on a plane anyway, okay? And in these 25 years or 20 years, since 2001, 18 years, okay, every person who's been undocumented has been able to get on an airplane. We've had TSA. As far as I am aware, there have been no incidences since 9/11. So I don't believe that this driver's license, somebody getting a driver's license and now A, knowing that they can drive, B, allowing them to get insurance, C, making the roads safer, is making us any less safe.
Right.
The real reason why they yell on Fox, don't give an undocumented alien a driver's license, do you know what the real reason is, Vanessa? Or Jonathan?
Why?
Can you guess?
Why?
Because the idea for the Republicans All right, it's the same reason why they separated families at the border. It's the same reason why when you come in at the border now and you want to apply for asylum, they don't allow you in. They make you apply for asylum on the opposite side. The same reason why they say that if you travel through another country, a third country, you can't apply for asylum in the United States. The same reason why they changed the affidavit of support laws. They want to make it as hard as possible for somebody who does not born in America to live in America.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? So if
New York is the only state doing this.
there's a few states that are doing this, but New York's the only one in the Trump era that has changed the law.
Wow.
And they want to make it who is they? It's not the deep state. It's Donald Trump and his cronies.
Right.
Make it as hard as possible for an undocumented alien, somebody from a foreign country, to live comfortably in America. Because if you make it uncomfortable for them,
They don't want to
Yep.
go back.
they're going to go back. I
Yeah.
can't drive. I can't get a job. I'm being separated from my family.
Mm-hmm.
I can go on and on and on and on and on about it. But thank you, Governor Cuomo. He's making my roads that I drive in the state of New York safer for me.
I agree.
And you. My alter ego, Dwayne The
Okay.
Rock Johnson.
Right. That's exactly who you are by night.
Right?
Yeah.
Do we have my alter ego, Dwayne The Rock Johnson? He has a big sign. I don't know if Vanessa's ever seen it.
I don't think I have.
Have you ever seen Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Come by. There he is, right there. That's my head. That's my head. Let's see him one more time, Vanessa. Maybe you missed. Okay, there he is. That's my head.
Ah.
Okay, my head on the body. They superimposed my head on a very buff body of Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Ah.
I like to believe that at one point my body looked like that.
I feel like the icon could have been a little taller, but close to Dwayne.
Now I have told my girlfriend that back in the day, that's what I look like.
That's
But then
right.
She
but
believed
then
it.
She did believe it until she saw my pictures from back in the day.
Right.
You didn't.
And she said, "Brad, you're always fat."
So this was
She goes, "Where are you buffing this picture?" I go, "Oh, that was like, you're missing the area."
Right, it's
the
a bad
wrong
angle.
era.
It's
It's
Right.
a bad angle. Bad angle. So in any event, this has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about, other than Dwayne The Rock Johnson's going to be very happy. I believe Dwayne The Rock Johnson's American Samoan.
Yeah.
Okay, so American Samoa, which is a territory, it's in the Pacific. It's a population of 55,000 people. It's located 2,500 miles southwest of Hawaii in the South Pacific. It is an American territory. They were not issuing. Not the
They.
deep state,
no.
Yes.
the deep pumpkin.
Yes.
Right.
That deep orange pumpkin guy was not issuing passports to people
Oh, wow.
who were born in American Samoa, including, presumably,
Oh wow.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Maybe he became a U.S. citizen at some point.
Right.
But if you were born in the Samoan Islands in the South Pacific, you were considered a national of the United States, but not a citizen
Wow.
of the United States, and those people were not getting U.S. passports. As a matter of fact, I even saw in the most recent Fast and Furious, Hobbs versus somebody or whatever. Okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson had all his buddies from American Samoa in the movie as well. I never saw the movie, but I saw like a little documentary,
Yeah.
Interview about.
He's great. He's one of my favorite
He's
people.
he's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
But I just felt that Hobbs and whatever is a stay-at-home movie. It's not a movie I'm going to go watch in the movie theater. So I
Right.
still gotta
There's
see it.
No movie I'm watching in the movie theater right now.
No, none of them.
It's so expensive.
So any
Yeah,
event,
it
a judge. We're really going off.
I'm saying, like, let's get.
Let's go.
This
Are
is
we
called-
giving The
this is
Rock a
called-
passport or not?
This is called schmoozing. The Rock's getting a passport. I'm sure he already has one.
But
now,
the Rock was born in Hayward, California.
Okay, then maybe his
Was
mother.
he?
Okay.
Yeah, but then he-
I thought he was American Samoan.
No, he originally.
Okay, so maybe his family came originally.
Right.
But those who were born in American Samoa, they are now, according to U.S. District Judge Clark Woodrups of Utah, he ruled today that anyone born in American Samoa should be recognized as a U.S. citizen, and they can now get passports, U.S. passports, and
Good.
so it's about time after, I don't know how long the United States has had American Samoa, but decades and decades and decades, if not centuries.
Surely.
So that's good.
Surely. Yeah.
The Rock's mom, according to Jilly Bean, I knew he was Samoan somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Right.
And I think he also was raised in Canada.
It's possible.
That might be a thing.
It's possible.
I don't know.
His dad is Canadian.
I know. I Googled him.
Meanwhile, ICE, we got to move on here. ICE.
Yes.
ICE has given out their statistics for the removals for 2019. There were 68% more people were found inadmissible at the U.S.-Mexican border than the year before. The most people ever found inadmissible at the border. The total removals and deportations from the United States went up from 256,000 in 2018 to 267,000 2019. But I have to tell you something. My recollection is that under Obama it was over 300,000. So I don't even believe that Trump is deporting as many people as Obama did. But maybe I'm wrong. But that's my recollection on Obama statistics. Now, the vast majority of the people who were deported came from 4 countries. Mexico, 127,000 of the 267,000 people deported from the United States were from Mexico, 54,000 from Guatemala, 41,000 from Honduras, 18,000 from El Salvador, which leads, that's over 200,000 of the 256,000 people. So, so probably without me doing a calculator here, and with my poor math skills, it seems like 80 to 90% of the people who were deported, 90% of the people.
Central American.
90% of the people, it says it here, now I keep reading. It's what they teach you in law school, by the way. If you ever go to law school, the first thing they will teach you is if you don't know the answer, keep reading, and it will show up. And that's what I just did right here. I just kept reading now, and it's more than 90% of the people came from one of 4 countries: Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. So what does that mean? That means if you're from one of those 4 countries, you got to be very careful. And that also means if you're from one of the other 100 and some odd countries in the United States and you're undocumented, you don't commit a crime, it's unlikely anybody's going to bother you. That's what it means.
Right.
Right? Now, for those of our Jamaican friends.
We have a lot of those in the squad.
Do we have any Jamaican friends out there?
We have a lot.
You think so? We have some people
I feel like we
have
do.
some squad members from Jamaica?
I'm watching the
believe
chat.
so.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Squad.
I saw some Jamaican flags just earlier in the comments.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, what is Miss Jamaica, Toni-Ann Singh. She hails from the parish of St. Thomas. She now won Miss World, having been crowned Miss World 2019.
Yes.
She is a 23-year-old psychology and women's studies graduate from Florida State University. She impressed the judges with her incredible poise, beauty, and talent.
Beautiful.
She brought down the house singing Whitney Houston's I Have Nothing during the competition. She took a year off before attending medical school, and she spoke about what she believes this generation of women represent to the world. She said, I think I represent something special, a generation of women that are pushing forward to change the world. Now, according to CNN, this is the 4th time that a representative from Jamaica has been crowned at the Miss World since 1959. Jamaica had previously won Miss World titles in 63, 76, and 93. And now, Vanessa, you had said what was the most amazing was Miss Nigeria. This is how well liked Miss Jamaica was.
Yeah, she was very well spoken. She was a great candidate.
Yes. Do we have a video of Miss Nigeria being so beyond
Watch this.
thrilled?
We all need a friend like this. If
Yes.
you do not have a friend like this in your circle,
Yeah, go ahead, Vanessa.
yeah, if you have not,
special about you?
Here we go.
I think I represent something special. A generation of women that are pushing forward to change the world.
So, any event, we also have that was Miss Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what we were talking about was the reaction of Miss Nigeria. And by the way, and what you were saying off air was, I didn't see it, but you were like, I wish. What'd you say? You tell
That
him.
I need a friend. I need a friend like Miss Nigeria. So she doesn't win. They're in the top 5 together. They crown Jamaica, but Nigeria's reaction is priceless, and we all need to support one another this way.
Look at there.
That's Miss Nigeria.
That's Miss
That was
Nigeria.
Nigeria jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Look how happy. All right, now the other woman was like,
she wasn't with
so
it.
happy.
Listen.
She wasn't happy. She's like, I'll just give the obligatory hug.
You guys have no idea. I've done beauty pageants. It's really tough when you're like in the top 3 and you don't win. But the fact that
she looks like the winner right there, Miss Nigeria.
She was so happy for her. That's so great.
To lose and be so happy for your friend.
Yeah.
That's a good friend.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Amazing friend. I don't have a friend like that.
I've been first runner-up at a beauty pageant before.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I don't know if I have a friend like that.
We all have the other friend.
You have the other
right. The other,
exactly.
yes, you said it. You said it.
Right. They're like, damn, I lost.
Look,
but all right,
we're all
the
Miss
other
Brazil.
girl's like, sure.
We're all Miss Brazil. We all have the friends of Miss Brazil.
Yeah.
Look at her. That's so
That's
fake.
Miss Brazil, right?
It's so fake.
Right,
She said,
everyone's got a Miss Brazil.
She's
Right.
like, oh, we're still live. We're
Yeah,
still
right.
recording.
But who's got a Miss Nigeria?
Yeah.
So the impeachment's still going fast forward.
Oh.
There's a 658-page document that nobody's read.
Yep.
Apparently, it gives all the reasons why Trump should be impeached.
When do you think someone will start reading that?
I don't know. I'm just going to read a couple of sentences that somebody on our team read, so we can get a gist.
Someone's reading it.
Somebody read it, so we can get a gist of what this 658 pages says. It says, President Trump has realized the framers' worst nightmare. He has abused his power in soliciting and pressuring a vulnerable foreign nation to corrupt the next United States presidential election by sabotaging a political opponent and endorsing a debunked conspiracy theory promoted by our adversary. Other presidents have recognized their obligation to provide information to Congress. Under these circumstances, President Trump's stonewall, by contrast, was categorical, indiscriminate, and without precedent in American history. He's being charged with abuse of power and also disobeying subpoenas from Congress. Now, real Donald Trump, he tweeted this morning, of course, he has to be up in early morning.
Right.
Maybe why he's tweeting so early, I was thinking about it. Isn't that like when pumpkins get like their most sunshine or something? Like I think pumpkins, if we have to research more about pumpkins.
I'm going to have to Google that.
Can you research? I believe.
Certainly.
I really believe that pumpkins grow early morning. You know, that's why farmers are up early, take care of their pumpkins.
Let's see.
Maybe that's why. He wrote on his tweet, the impeachment hoax is the greatest con job in the history of American politics. The fake news media, including Bradshaw Live. No, he didn't say that. And the partner, the Democratic Party. Actually, I wish he would
Let's
say...
not throw our team under the bus.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to take right from his playbook. Any bad publicity is good publicity.
Okay.
I wish
All publicity is good
I wish he
publicity.
would tweet at Bradshaw Live.
Right.
Right? The fake news media, including Bradshaw Live. He didn't say that. I put that in parentheses. And their partner, the Democratic Party, are working overtime to make life for the United Republican Party and all it stands for as difficult as possible. Meanwhile, according to Fox News, which is a Republican news channel,
Right.
they say 50% of Americans want Donald Trump not only impeached, but removed from office from the United States Senate. 50%. 53% of the voters say Donald Trump has abused his power. 48% of voters says he obstructed Congress.
Oh, wow.
Not that I am aware that they ever did polls in the 1860s, but Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton never reached these numbers of Americans. A majority of Americans
Wanting to see him out of office.
A majority of Americans, based on Fox News, not CNN or MSNBC,
Right.
Fox News, 53% say Trump abused his power. So what is Trump's reaction to all of this?
Oh, gosh.
He says Fox got it all wrong. They need to basically get new pollsters. So whenever anything doesn't go in favor of Trump, it's get somebody new. Just like he didn't like the Inspector General's report, so we'll hire another inspector of an inspector of inspector till we get it right. 23 newspapers have called for Trump's impeachment. We don't really have time to talk about that. I do want to say one thing though.
Yep.
Senator Schumer, I find this interesting. Senator Schumer wrote a letter to Mitch McConnell, because Mitch McConnell, there's Schumer, he's the head Democrat in the Senate. Mitch McConnell, who's the head senator for the Republicans, majority leader, he said it's going to be a very quick trial in the Senate. Every Republican is on board, and there's not a chance, 0% chance that Donald Trump gets thrown out of office. In fact, he is coordinating with the White House to make sure of that. So the Democrats are all up in arms over all of this. They say, well, how could a juror, if you're a juror on a criminal trial, how could you coordinate with the prosecutor before the trial even starts to make sure that there's an acquittal? That's really unfair.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? John Cornyn, who was the head Democratic Senate for Clinton, I have to say, we got to call it as it is, he coordinated with Clinton. So that's politics. And nobody says this is a criminal case. This is a political case.
They have to cover their bases.
So when the Democrats say that's not fair, wouldn't happen in a criminal trial, I have to be honest with you, Democrats. It's not a criminal trial.
Yeah.
This is a trial about politics, about removing somebody from office. It's nothing to do with criminal.
Yeah.
With that being said, there are 48 senators who are Democrat or vote Democratic. There are at least 5, 6, 7, or 8 Republicans who may be on the fence at the moment. So I don't think Mitch McConnell could have as quick a impeachment trial as he thinks, because there's certainly senators from Maine, Utah, and a few other states that are on the fence about how to vote. You need 67 votes to kick Trump out of office. So even if you have these 5 or 6 senators vote with the Democrats, you still need to convert 10, 12, 13 more people. But the thing is this, they have to put on a trial because the Democrats have enough votes to be able to stop a very quick trial, which is why McConnell and Schumer will meet, and Mitch McConnell will take advice from Chuck Schumer on how to do this trial. If it was a situation where the Republicans had 51 votes and the Democrats could do nothing, it would be a trial over in 48 hours, literally. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.